Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good morning and welcome to the Cattlemen's Congress. We are excited to get started with another day here at the third annual Cattlemen's Congress. The show is managed by cattlemen for cattlemen. We're excited to have each and every one of you here with us in Oklahoma City. Over here in Ring 2, we're going to get started with your Pulled Hereford Bull Show. We'll be bringing in Class 1 Pulled Spring Bull Calves born May 3rd of 2022. Over in the Shorthorn ring, we will get started with your Junior Purebred Show. First class in the ring will be Class 1 Late Spring Heifer Calves.
Well, good morning. What an excellent way to start here with a single entry. This calf could have stood a lot of competition. He's a really rugged calf. He's exceptionally sound on his feet and legs. He's taking this trip good, too, for a May baby. Got a lot of rib in this bull. When you get behind him, he dang sure doesn't disappoint you at all. Maybe a little bit tight on his ankles when he gets out there, but I don't think that has anything to do with his structure because he does get around so good. It's probably just the stress of the trip. But really a massive made, really good individual here to start.
Well, congratulations over here in Ring 2. Results of your first class here in our Pulled Hereford Bull Show. First place and congratulations. Go to back number 30321 LF 8121 home record 2150, bred and owned by Connor Rhodes of Paris, Illinois. Now entering Ring 2 will be Class 2 here in your Pulled Hereford Bull Show. These will be Spring Bull calves born April 3rd through April 20th. We're excited to welcome your judge today in Ring 2, Mr. Jason Hoffman of Thedford, Nebraska. He's a seed stock producer that sells over 600 bulls, Hereford and Angus, in the Sandhills of Nebraska. He ranches with his parents, Denny and Dixie Hoffman, along with his wife and 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome our judge in our Hereford ring, Mr. Jason Hoffman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting started with your Shorthorn show over here in Ring 1. This will be your Junior Purebred show. We're excited to welcome your judge today, Jeremy Viator. Jeremy grew up in South Louisiana. As a student, she was very active in 4-H and junior livestock activities. Eventually, she served on the National Junior Angus and Brangus Board of Directors and won national showmanship contests in both breeds. She attended Clarendon Junior College and graduated from Texas A&M University. While at A&M, she was a member of the livestock judging team. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome our judge in the Shorthorn ring this morning, Ms. Jeremy Viator.
Nice trio of heifer calves to start off with on our Shorthorn purebred side. Heifer calf that separates herself from just the other two in terms of base width and just the combination of traits. She travels away from you with more lower base. She's squarer at the hock as she goes. She's wider chested. I think she's the combination female in the class. With that added width, you can see she opens up at the top of her scapula just a little bit, but nature says when you have a big hip, you're going to have just a touch of shoulder. Really juvenile, fresh kind of a female, stands here in the mid spot. She's one that she's the youngest female, but you love that attractive, just really feminine, angular look. You want to change her just a bit as she goes away from you. She closes up and narrows at her base, just a little tighter at the ground. Young man's female, she's the boldest bodied, higher performing female. You see quite a bit more maturity up through her head, neck, and brisket, been pushed along a little further. Love the rib shape and the cow look from her mid-rib back. Want to tidy her up in that front 1/3 to be more competitive in this class.
Nice class of Hereford bull calves over here. A lot of give and take in these bulls. There's some features I like on some bulls in 2, 3, and 4 better than I even do in this calf, but I think he's the combination calf. Got a lot of look to him. Maybe like to see a little bit more forerib there and just a little soggier, but he's a youthful appearing calf that's got a lot of shape over his top and back through his hip. He's got as much natural muscling as anything in here. A lot of breed character and extra pigment and freckles and just a lot of extra bells and whistles. I like this calf here in second awfully well too. Really like the back 2/3 of this bull. The problem is he wants to labor a little bit off of that front end. Just a little straighter design in that shoulder than maybe what's ideal, but man, he's really an expressive calf, and he too has plenty of muscle in him. The calf here in third is another very youthful appearing calf. He's a soggy made bull. He's really loose made, and I like how he gets around the ring. His testicles want to twist ever so slightly. That's not what's got him beat, because it's probably just an attachment of skin there. He just doesn't have the overall style and balance of the two calves ahead of him. This calf in fourth here is really, really massive, really soggy. He's the pounds heavy bull of the class. He's a little bit more narrow gauge than what you'd think from the outside, and probably just a bit much for me at this stage of the game.
Well, congratulations over in the Shorthorn ring, and a good way to start out your junior show. Congratulations in Class 1, exhibited by Morgan Vondra, GCC TRN Dream Only 28. Second place in that class, and congratulations will go to Jessica Turnbaugh, and third place will go to Tristan Hobaugh. Now in the ring is Class 2. These will be late spring heifer calves. Back in the Hereford ring, results from Class 2. Congratulations, first place, bred and owned by Clay Huber, is BCH Chodka Pingo 12 ET. Second place in that class, and congratulations will go to Burns Farms of Pikeville, Tennessee, with BF Savage Son 4K ET. Third place in that class, and congratulations to Pied Piper Farms. In fourth place to Andrew Ray. Now in ring 2, we have Pulled Spring bull calves born March 11th through March 22nd.
We'll place these cattle as they came into the ring, and the two females, when you watch them and you just study on them, they're actually fairly similar in terms of rib shape, in terms of overall length. So it begins to be a structure contest, and the female that we start with, the young lady with the spotted female, we watch that female get out and go, and her advantage starts up at her loin and how she handles her pin set and all the way to the ground. She just gets out and handles her hind leg more correctly. Probably has just a touch of advantage of length to her front 1/3 as well. Young lady, let's lead that spotted heifer out. Young lady's female that stands here in second is really bold and powerful in terms of her lower stifle, and that added muscle, and just she's a little more rigid, or excuse me, a little more restricted out of her hip, and then as she goes to the ground, just doesn't handle her hind leg quite as soft and confidently as that one that wins the class. Both of those females are really high quality, good doing, big bodied kind of females. Separated them on design of their hind leg.
Well, congratulations over in the Shorthorn ring. Results of Class 2, first place, exhibited by Talia Ferguson Sanders of Chickasha, Oklahoma, with F. Dorothy Spice 2612. And second place, and congratulations in that class, exhibited by Adeline Vaughn of Maxwell, Iowa. We'll now bring in Class 3, late spring heifer calves.
There's some give and take in this class, and these bulls are plenty stout for their age, I think, but they're really masculine, especially this calf that leads the class. Like a lot of things about him. It'll be interesting to see how this bull develops because he's awfully good right now. He's really, really massive. He's as sound from the side as any of them. Gets around, fills his track good. Got a big top and a big hip in him. Just a very efficient type bull with added look. Presentation's excellent. The bull here in second, I like a lot of things about. He's probably the big, high-performing, long, lengthy bull of the class. A little bit more tubular in his rib design when we compare him to the bull in front of him. Like the big square testicles he's got. Maybe like to widen him up just a little bit when you watch him walk from behind. That's an awfully good bull that adds a lot of length. This bull here in third matches the bull in second awfully good. Really appreciate this bull for the youthfulness he possesses. He's really a good, attractive bull. I think his best days are ahead of him. If this bull will go ahead and body down, he's as good as the bulls ahead of him. That's a really neat set of bulls.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 3. These are pulled spring bull calves. First place, and congratulations. We'll go to Curry Herefords of McAllister, Oklahoma, with CH Premier 233 ET. Second place, and congratulations, goes to M&M 611 Kingsman 207, bred and owned by M&M Cattle Company of West Burlington, New York. And third place in that class, exhibited by Cameron Oaks of Toluga, Oklahoma, with VH2R United 233 ET. We're now going to bring in your first and seconds, and our judge, Mr. Jason Hoffman, will select his champion reserve pulled spring bull calf.
Really a good class, and there's going to be a pair of these bulls that match up really good. The oddball will probably be in the calf out of the second class. Relative to his class, I thought he put the most quality up. This calf in the back here will be your calf champion in this division. Let's pull that second over and we'll look for reserve.
Well, congratulations in your first division, your champion. We go to Curry Herefords with CH Premier 233 ET coming out of Class 3.
quite a bit of variation in these cattle, both in a phenotypic standpoint and genotypic standpoint. But the young man's female, I think she's the compilation female when you look at her in terms of structural integrity and body and rib shape. And I'll be the first to tell you that for, I believe it's May heifer calves, they're plenty mature for me and carry plenty of condition. And I don't think we need to go any further on that. But this female, you set her in motion, she hits her track better. I think there's probably just a bit more extension to that female in terms of length of hip. I think from a balance and eye appeal standpoint, she has the advantage. Big-bodied, soft, a little bigger middled female stands here in second. I think she's one that carries more chest, carries more condition up front, maybe just a quicker maturing kind of a female. I don't read quite the length and extension of body and just total length as we have out of our class winner. Love just the attractiveness to her front 1/3. Female that comes here in third, she's one that gets out there in terms of our birth weight predictions and has some challenges there. You combine this with the fact that she's lower set in her pins, and she, as she gets out and goes, this contributes to how she handles her hind leg. She's the most juvenile female out here, and I appreciate that about that female. She's really green. As she progresses and fills out, she's going to be really attractive. We just want to redesign that hip structure. This next one comes to us with quite a bit more openness through her forerib and width of chest floor, really expressive in her muscle pattern. But with that added expression of muscle, she's stands on the outside of her skeletal wall behind. We want to give her more flex angle off her shoulder and redesign her hock for her to be sounder down the road. But still, big-bodied, stout-made kind of a female.
Well, congratulations. Back over here in the Hereford ring, your reserve champion in that first division, coming out of Class 1. Congratulations to Connor Rhodes of Paris, Illinois, with LF 8121, home record 2150. We're now going to bring in Class 4. These will be Horn Spring bull calves born May 17th of 2022.
Too bad this calf's a single entry because I think he could take a lot of competition. Just a very complete calf. He's got some added look to him. He's got some extension up through that front end, yet he's still bully enough for sure for this stage of the game. Tons of rib, lots of natural depth through his heart and back to his flank. He's got muscle in him, just really thick, really complete. Got some extra cosmetics too. This is a really nice single entry.
Well, congratulations in Class 4. First place, bred and owned by Purple Rain Cattle Company with Purple Santana 101 KET. Next class in Ring 2 will be Class 5, Horton Spring Bull Calves, born April 19th of 2022. Back to the Shorthorn ring, results from Class 3, Late Spring Heifer Calves. First place and congratulations will go to J.S. Cecilia 2J02, exhibited by Barrett Griffin of Batesville, Arkansas. Second place was exhibited by Dixon Fry of Independence, Iowa. Third place in that class, and congratulations to Jocelyn Phelps. And fourth place in that class will go to Emery Robertson. Now currently in Ring 1, we have our final class in this division. This will be Class 4, Late Spring Heifer Calves.
Another really nice single entry. This bull's got some added look and extension up through his front third. This bull's really expressive over his top. Got some shape back to his hip. Maybe not as massive as some will see, but he's very youthful, and I appreciate that about him. Got a big old set of square testicles underneath him. He's pretty clean sheath. Just a really good individual here.
Well, congratulations in Ring 2, Class 5, Horn Spring Bull Calves. First place, bred and owned by Pied Piper Farms of Hamlin, Texas, will be PPF Honcho 34K. We're now going to look to see Class 6 over here in Ring 2. These will be Horn Spring Bull Calves, born March 3rd through March 21st.
exceptionally good class here. These March bull calves. Bull that wins the class is exceptionally long. Really long bodied. In fact, when he first come in, I thought, man, this bull might just be a little bit short strided. He's not. He's so long bodied, he actually does a really good job of covering his track. He's a long extended bull. He's got as much length up through that front third as any of the bulls in here. With that, I think he's got as much natural muscling as well. Really squaring out on the corners on his feet and legs. He's got a good set of testicles. He's a freckle-faced bull that's as high a marbling bull as we've seen yet. The bull here in second definitely got a lot of look. Love this bull on the standstill. When he wants to move, he's just a little bit straighter and coarser up in that shoulder. Probably doesn't have the forerib I'd like to go with that. But, man, super attractive, presented to the nines, lots of look. When you get behind him, he doesn't disappoint you. He's got a lot of shape to him. This bull here that concludes the class kind of matches the bull there in second in terms of look up through that front end. He's a little bit of a lower profiling bull. I also see him as being a little bit more narrow gauge than two bulls ahead of him, but super long relative to his frame size. He's freaky long. He's got some shape to him too and big testicled. Three very useful types of bulls.
Well, congratulations over here in Ring 2, results of Class 6, Horn Spring Bull Calves. First place in congratulations will go to GKB Cattle with GKB 8688 6011 Bel Air K102 ET. Second place in congratulations goes to Sarah Orr with YB Buster Moon 756 212 ET. And third place in that class, congratulations, bred and owned by Samuel E. Hunt. We're now going to bring those first and seconds in, and our judge will select his Champion Reserve Spring Bull Calf here in your Horn division.
A little bit of give and take in this division, but when it comes right down to it, I think there's a bull that probably suits many of us as breeders to turn out. That'd be this bull out of the third class here. He'll be your division champion. Then I'm going to follow with a little young calf up from the first class for reserve. Nice, useful bulls. There's some give and take in all these bulls. All these bulls have their place, and you can see them for what your needs are for your own program. But when we get out here and we combine the show ring with the numbers and the quality and the herd bull potential, I think this lines out nice.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of your first division here in our Horn Show. Congratulations. Your champion will go to GKB Cattle with GKB 8688 6011 Bel Air K102 ET. And reserve champion in that division. And congratulations goes to Purple Rain Cattle Company with Purple Santana 101 KET. We'll now look to see your next division. This will be Class 7 here in your Pole Division. Junior Bull Calves born February 1st through February 26th.
This is lots of fun to sort through, and as Shorthorn breeders, I'd be really proud of this set of females from top to bottom. Female that just kind of works her way to the top because she's the one that's a combination female. She's the soundest at the ground and still has some freshness and combines that with lots of rib shape and body. You read her from her chest floor back to her flank. She balances well. She's plenty heavy in condition for me. I guess that's the one thing is I wouldn't want to go any further on that female. But she has an advantage when how her shoulder hooks into her forerib, how she's just more pulled apart there, and just the design of her forerib into the point of her shoulder is more correct than the female that stands right here in second. The one in second is probably just a touch leaner in her forerib, so you see more boldness to her shoulder, but you really want it's nice and high out of her neck, and you like all of those things. She just doesn't hold all those pieces and parts together quite as nicely as the one that wins the class. She gets out and goes in her hind leg, and when she comes to the ground, she's going to stay sound forever, just not quite as attractive and soft as our class winner when she hits the ground, but still one that I appreciate in terms of just being a touch fresher in her condition, a little tighter in her forerib, not quite as complete as the one that wins the class. I love the pattern of this one when she's stomped. She's one that's really, really sharp in terms of her lines, in terms of femininity and presence. You appreciate that. She gets to where she's shorter coupled, but really the thing I'd change on her, she goes away from you, the weight's on the inside of her back foot. She wants to bring her hock in some and just kind of wedges in and downward as she goes away. Beautifully presented, high quality female. The one, if I was going to show next summer, this is one that I'd sure be betting on. She's green right now, and of those top four, she's the greenest, and I like this maturity on this female. The extension is right on this female. The flex and the give is right in her structure. She drops her pins ever so slightly, just gets a little flatter in her stifle width relative to those ones in front of her, but I love the juvenile look of this female. She's right in her maturity, and that's the advantage she has over this next female. This one's big and bold and stout and powerful and pushes the envelope in terms of some growth opportunities there, but you read this heifer about her head, and you read her just in terms of the condition she has. She's a bit mature. If you want to say she's the bold, stout one and runner and higher up, I don't disagree with you. Just for me, I think that she pushes the envelope in terms of maturity, but she's big powered, stout, good moving. Just want to freshen her up some, make her a bit more juvenile. Young man's female is a little bit leaner in her presentation, but she's also straighter in terms of the angulation to her shoulder and knee. She reads with that knee setting further forward. Just want to give her a bit more flex there, give her a touch more lower stifle. Young man's female that comes around next gets pretty rigid out of her hock. She doesn't set down with as much authority and give as we'd like to see, so just loosen her up there, just redesign her structure. Young lady's female is long and attractive, very feminine. She's the flattest and lightest muscled female out here. We just want to give her more power to be more competitive further up in the class.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring. Results of Class 4. This is your final class before we go into division. First place in congratulations went to Berg's Miley Myrtle Bow, exhibited by Caitlin Berg of Osage, Iowa. Second place in congratulations went to Morgan Brooks of Venus, Texas. Third place, exhibited by Miller Smith of Pendleton, Indiana. Fourth place in congratulations goes to Josie Heater of Raymond, Kansas. Fifth place was exhibited by Abeline Sullivan. Sixth place in that class, and congratulations to Cannon Clear. Seventh place exhibited by Zach Johnson, and eighth place went to Annabelle Rose. Now entering the ring are all your first and seconds here in our late spring heifer calf division.
What an awesome lineup of bull calves. The calf that wins the class, he's hard to pick a hole in. Man, he is good looking. He's got plenty of rib. He's got plenty of depth to his heart. this stage, he is just phenomenal on the eye. His testicles might twist a little bit, and nobody's ever been able to tell me what's wrong with that. I don't think we want anything extreme. I don't think we'd ever want it to really mess up our bull market. But if I was to pick on him, that'd be about the only hole I see in that calf. I don't want to pick on him because he's a really good one. The calf here in second is probably one of the pounds lighter. Well, he is. Calves in here. But I think in terms of design and freshness and just mainly youthfulness, this calf needs to be second. Along with that, he's super sound on his feet and legs. There's a tremendous amount of quality here. As this calf develops, I think he'll close the gate more on the calf in first than any of these. The bull here in third, I sure like a lot of things about. Really like him on the standstill because he's got some really intriguing pieces. He's super long up through that front end. He's a bold sprung calf and he's super deep. I think this calf's got a little more condition on him than what you might see from the outside. And I think he's already deposited some of that in his underline. Like to tone him up, harden him up a little bit to get him further down the road. The back 2/3 of this yellow calf have herd bull written all over him. Massive ribbed, deep-sided, really thick. Just like to give him just a little bit more slope to that shoulder when you ask him to go around. The bull here that follows him, the coarser in his design, and to a point his birth weight EPD matches that. This bull's got a little bit more shoulder, tons of bone and power, as much muscle over his top and back through his hip as any bull in the class. Just doesn't line himself out as nice as the other bulls. We get into a pair of bulls here on the bottom. I think they're a little bit more shallow in their heart and mid-rib, and they carry that all the way back to their flank. Really long, extended bulls just like to soggy them up a little bit to get any higher.
We'll keep it pretty simple on our divisions today, and I'll get to where I sound like a broken record, but the cattle that are the most complete are the ones that are going to surface to the top. Heifer, that one's our oldest division, checks all the boxes for me, our oldest class. A young lady, let's pull her out. She'll be our division winner. Congratulations. Gets a little closer when we get to our second in here and just start looking at the cattle for in competition. But I think as a pair, when you consider the two cattle, she's the one that's next most similar to this one that wins the division. She's going to be our reserve. Congratulations to those young people. I don't know who's picking the music, but y'all are doing a really good job.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring out of our first division, your champion coming out of class 4. Congratulations, Caitlin Berg with Berg's Miley Myrtle Bow in reserve in that division. Coming out of the same class, congratulations goes to Morgan Brooks of Venus, Texas with SFF CPRU. Roses are red, RK 247 ET. We'll now bring in class 7. These will be early spring heifer calves. Back over in the Hereford ring, we have the results from Class 7. First place, and congratulations, went to Moore Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma with CMCC Cool Profit K001ET. Second place in that class was bred and owned by Drew Perez of Canyon, Texas with RPC 8446007 Rocky 228ET. Third place, and congratulations to Curry Herefords of McAllister, Oklahoma. Fourth place was exhibited by Delaney Herefords Incorporated of Lake Benton, Minnesota. Fifth place was exhibited by Prairie Rose Cattle Company of Sherman, Illinois. Sixth place went to Cayenne Eck of Putnam, Oklahoma. And seventh place in that class, and congratulations, goes to Quentin Ray of Brooksville, Kentucky. Now entering ring 2 is Class 8, pulled junior bull calves, born January 1st through January 30th.
Really interesting quartet of cattle to sort through, and I think this one wins the class. And she's not perfect by any means, but she's bold and powerful and stout, and still has a feminine, matronly look as in terms of her neck and shoulder design. For as much power as she has in her hip and bone, she's nice enough in her shoulder. She's on, I guess, probably on the edge for me in terms of how wide she stands behind, but she's still more accurate in terms of her how she handles her hock relative to some others behind her. I think she's just the one that's the combination and has to surface to the top. The real decision comes in the middle pair for me. We have one here that if you're looking for genetic spread, she has that opportunity there. But with that said, she's also one that's she's shorter fronted, and that's because her shoulder blade lays further forward. We want to lay that shoulder blade back and just see her with more extension to her front end. She's one that looks to be just a touch quicker pattern to me. But I think about these two cattle and I kick them out in the pasture, in my mind, there's more chest floor width to that female. There's more doability. I just see her more pulled apart as a mature individual. Now, the female that stands here in third is longer sided. She's longer hipped. You read her in terms of just lower base width, and that's her disadvantage. She gets tighter in her chest floor and her forerib. She goes away from you quite a bit flatter and narrower behind. I don't argue that pair very hard at all because I think there's give and take in that pair. And then we conclude with a female that has some just straightness of lines. You want to change her in terms of how she handles her hind leg. It starts up at her pin set, and then as she goes away from you, really has a lot of rotation in her hock, but still attractive from the side, nice in terms of parallel lines. Could use some more body as well.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn Ring. Results from Class 7 early spring heifer calves. First place, and congratulations will go to Anna Reddy. Second place in that class, and congratulations went to Ethan Connor Tapscott. Third place exhibited by Lauren Berg, and fourth place went to Georgia Rose. We'll now bring in Class 8 over here in your Shorthorn Ring. These will be early spring heifer calves.
Really an interesting class. Several different types of cattle represented out here. But the combination bull's this youthful appearing calf that wins the class. So sound, he's so wide based. I really like his angles. For a youthful appearing calf that isn't too far along in terms of condition, he's got a huge set of testicles underneath of him. He adds a lot of extra look and presence, but when you get on this calf, everything matches behind that. Then you get this calf on paper, and I think he excels. Really nice herd bull prospect here. The calf here in second matches him quite well in terms of type and look. This calf's maybe a little bit lower fronted, but he's so sound on his feet and legs, and relative to his frame size, he's exceptionally long-bodied. He, too, is a big testicled bull. I think he's got a lot of breeding value. The bull here in third's a little bit more on the extreme side. He really dark and pretty and got the cosmetics. He's a big bone bull that's got a tremendous amount of length, maybe just a little bit tighter in that forerib, a little bit higher in birth on paper. That's not what gets him beat. Those two just match up really good. Good types of calves up there in the front. The bull here in fourth, beef bull. Tons of mass and feeding efficiency. Like to give more slope to that shoulder. If I could change this bull and maybe square his testicles up a little bit. As well as the calf that follows him. He needs more angulation in that shoulder, but with that, he's also tighter in his forerib and flank. He's an exceptionally long bull. It's easy to look at in terms of color and pattern. He's got a lot of breeding value, and he's just enough more bull to get over this calf that concludes the class. This calf's a little bit quicker pattern and just plainer than a lot of the bulls in front of him. Very useful in terms of efficiency, though.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford Ring in Class 8 Pulled Junior Bull Calves. First place goes to Grimmel Shockey Cattle Company of Manhattan, Kansas, with GSCC Magnitude K02ET. Second place and congratulations goes to Brumley Farms with BF 8029, the Rio Grande 01201K. Third place and congratulations, bred and owned by Cooper Curry, was MR 8212 Harold 205 ET. Fourth place and congratulations goes to Churchill Cattle Company of Manhattan, Montana. Fifth place exhibited by Piper Collier. And sixth place in that class and congratulations goes to Drew Perez. We're now going to bring those firsts and seconds in. Our judge will select his champion reserve junior bull calf here in your pulled division.
Really a nice division of bulls here. We're going to make this calf champion right here out of this first class, and reserve will be the calf out of the second class. Really nice, useful bulls the whole way through.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford Ring, coming out of your junior bull calf division in our pulled show. A big congratulations in Class 7 will be your champion, bred and owned by Moore Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma, with BKCMCC Cool Profit K001ET. And reserve champion and congratulations goes to Grimmel Shockey Cattle Company, Manhattan, Kansas, with GSCC Magnitude K02ET. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors. Now in Ring 2, we'll look to see Class 9. This will be horned junior bull calves, born February 11th through February 20th.
There wasn't a doubt in my mind, and as I watched the cattle, of which one I was going to start with. And this is a female, I'll steal a term from a lot of the college kids. She's not the EST heifer. She's not the extreme in any one trait, but she is the most complete female out here. And you read her, you get her in motion, and I think that's where she really shows off in terms of her balance and just how sound she is, and still nice necked and big bodied. And it's just hard to poke a hole in her. When you get one that's that fun to evaluate, you just have to appreciate her. There's a lot of mating diversity in that type of cattle. The one that's a just really dark maroon female is probably just a notch longer sided. She might be just a little leaner, but I think that leanness comes that she's probably the heaviest muscled of the top trio of cattle. She doesn't, right over the top of her scapula, she's a little bolder, but that comes with that added muscle. And I just found one that I probably like just a touch better in terms of how she hooks in behind her shoulder and into her forerib, taking nothing away from this female because I think she's really high quality, really good at the ground. Next female is extra long, and she's probably the trimmest fronted, most extended, sharpest necked female of the trio of the females, but she's also the flatter bone, flatter muscled female. And I watch cattle travel away from you quite a bit, and you can tell a whole lot about muscle shape and skeletal width as you watch them. She just closes up just a little bit, but boy, she's beautiful in her presentation and extension and really maternal and feminine, and I like that about her. Her freshness is to her advantage relative to this next female. Our one right in front of her is a little bit more attractive headed. This female, you read the white meat on her in terms of just the condition, and you peel that off. I don't think there's as much true muscle width to this female as you watch her go away from you. Again, one that gets a little flatter, stifled, but she's open through the midsection of her body, big-bodied, cowy, level-hipped, nice design. I just don't think there's quite as much of her when you peel all that off of her. And then we get into a trio of cattle, and the little cow person that sits on my shoulder says, well, this one is kind of lean and green and attractive looking, but she's not going to hold together in terms of doability as those next two. But I'm going to give her the doubt, or the benefit of the doubt today, because I think she's sounder, has more flex out of her hind leg, more reach, but we certainly want to body that female down and open her up through her midsection. Two more forage efficient looking females we conclude with. They're just a quicker pattern cattle. Want to lengthen that red solid red female up, give her a bit more attractiveness to her head, neck, and shoulder. Same thing with the big bodied, soft, easy made one that we conclude with. Want to extend her out, make her a bit more attractive up to her front end. Good doing kind of cattle to conclude the class there.
Well, congratulations in your Shorthorn ring. We have the results from Class 8. First place, go to CF Crystal Lady 290, exhibited by Mark Inskeep of Lafayette, Indiana. Second place, and congratulations, goes to McKinley Evans of Lorenzo, Texas, with SN Chasing Dreams 229 ET. Third place was exhibited by Kaya Hendrickson. Fourth place in that class, and congratulations, goes to Tyler Vondra of Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Fifth place exhibited by Abby Brown of Linwood, Kansas. Sixth place will go to Caitlin Moffitt. And seventh place, congratulations, goes to Ava White of Chandler, Oklahoma. Now in ring one, we're bringing Class 9. These are early spring heifer calves.
Really good class here. There is some give and take again, but the most complete calf wins. He's as good as any on his feet and legs. He's an attractive bull. He's got plenty of rib to him. He's got natural muscling to him. Maybe a little bit tight in his spine when he moves, but I think most of it's just because he's fighting this young man a little bit when you get him going. Kind of wants to droop off in his pins a little bit as a result of that. I don't think that's necessarily how the calf is probably every day. Really, the big, powerful calf's here on second. He adjusted a little bit heavier on birth weight, and that kind of matches with his shoulder and bone and construction. This calf's awesome to look at. I'd like to smooth him up through that shoulder as much as anything. Tons of muscle and bone, and he's sound enough for as heavy constructed as he is as well. I like the youthfulness of this calf, and I really appreciate it here too. I just don't know if this bull's just going to be sappy enough as he develops. The outline is fantastic. He's good up through that front end. He's laid in neat at his shoulder. He's got some shape relative to his condition as well. Really a nice, youthful, attractive calf. Calf that concludes the class doesn't balance out as nice as these other calves when you look at him in his heart girth and back through his flank. Relative to his size, probably like to see him just a little bit deeper there with a little more eye appeal as well.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results from Class 9 Horn Junior Bull Calves. First place in congratulations goes to Hudson Carter of Stratford, Oklahoma with GHC BKMT Kickin' Bird 51 KET. Second place in congratulations went to Cayenne Eck of Putnam, Oklahoma. Third place exhibited by Drew Perez of Canyon, Texas. In fourth place in congratulations will go to S&W Pulled Herefords and Leading Cedar. Now in ring 2, we're bringing in Class 10. These are horned junior bull calves born January 2nd through January 14th.
some power, and I just can't believe how far this breed's come in terms of presentation. The bull that wins the class, I think he does so rather comfortably. There's one concern I have with this bull, and it's in his shoulder and his forerib, but I think as we strip the condition out of these two bulls behind him, I don't think it's a disadvantage. This bull does have a little bit more shoulder. He's a little bit more powerful there, but this is the widest base, classiest looking, most youthful bull of the class. Love his style and design, the way he is in the sweep of his rib, the shape to his rib, the upper hip, and you get behind this bull and he is out on all corners. He's as square and as wide-based as any we've seen yet. The bull here in second, I like a whole lot about. I'd like to tone him down just a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of bull here, but I think he's got an unbelievable presence to him. He, too, is wider base than the bull here in third. Got a lot of shape and masculinity to him. Huge testicled. I can't believe a bull of this quality can stand here in a class like this. This is a really neat class, but this bull's got plenty of condition on him for me. I don't think he's as wide base as the two bulls ahead of him. I like to pull them apart there and give him some more natural muscling. But from end to end, a really, really useful set of bulls.
Just a bit of a physiological lesson here in relative. When God made cattle, when he puts muscle on a skeleton, sometimes when you widen that skeleton up and you add muscle shape, those cattle become rounder ribbed versus deeper ribbed. When you get them really flat muscled, sometimes you give up and they're more rafter topped and just deeper bodied. So with that said, we have a variation of cattle in here in terms of muscle shape and in terms of rib shape, and it's because of some muscle variability in the cattle and physiologically how they're designed. But when you just look at them as individuals, the young man, let's lead that heifer up just a step. That heifer has a ton of presence, and then you look at her, and yes, she's bold-bodied and big-ribbed, but she's also has some true muscle shape. She's round-ribbed and she's deep-ribbed, and she's one that I think that has a combination of a maternal blend with some power, and then you get this out, and she's flat-necked and real attractive, fresh in her presentation. So she surfaces to the top and wins the class, and I think she does so because of that combination of having some roundness to her rib, having some depth to her rib, but most importantly, the combination of soundness and freshness with that rib and muscle design. This female here is just not relaxed, and as you read her, she's the boldest, stoutest top, big hip, big-footed female. She's not comfortable out here, and I asked them to walk her again. I think she's sound, though, even though she wants to fight. When you read her, and just if she'll ever just relax, there's some slope and angle to her design and to her structure. She's one that gets a little bolder, and she's the outlier in terms of growth and outlier in terms of birth weight of this top pair. But all of that fits together if you just kind of follow the design with that female. Young lady does a nice job. Bold, stout, powerful female. Just not quite as nice off of her hind leg when she gets out and goes today, but I still appreciate that type and kind. This is a female that I'm referring to when she gets just a bit deeper sided, but when you look at that depth, it's to her disadvantage because she's also lighter muscled. You read her right behind her shoulder and in her stifle, she's quite a bit flatter made. She's a bit more maternal looking to me, though, than the one that stands right behind her. She's truer and nicer in her toe shape, particularly up front. I just like this female, and she just kind of hit me a little harder as my type, and that's why she's there. Young man's female is a bit more pulled apart in terms of true muscle width, but you back away from that female. Again, she's a rounder rib kind of female that's a bit more tubular and racy in her rib shape. She's one I want to change in her front toe shape. She gets out and goes. She's a bit more restricted, and it starts out of her hip all the way to her pin set, and consequently at the ground doesn't have as much reach. Just a good functional meat and potatoes heifer that we conclude with. Big-bodied kind of a female you're going to kick out in the pasture, and she's going to maintain her flesh, young man. She's nice in terms of just design through her head, neck, and shoulder. Relative to her age, I think she's a bit lower in terms of performance and weight per day of age. Want to give her a bit more gas there.
Really a nice division of bulls over here, and our champion and reserve in this division I think are going to match up exceptionally good, and that's not always easy to do when you don't have big numbers like you do on the heifer side of things. And we're not going to worry about following the exact pattern every time because the quality comes in different shapes and sizes. But today, this calf back here will be your calf champion, and the calf right in front of him will be reserved. Nice pair of bulls. They really fit together well, not only cosmetically, but with the base and quality and youthfulness.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Your champion horned junior bull calf coming out of Class 10, first place in that class, EXR Bankroll 2008. Owned by Cummings Landing Cattle and bred by Express Ranches, Yukon, Oklahoma. Reserve champion in that division coming out of Class 9. Congratulations, bred and owned by Hudson Carter of Stratford, Oklahoma, with GHC BKMT Kicking Bird 51 KET. We're now going to start your next division here in our pulled division. This will be Class 11 pulled senior bull calves. Back over in the Shorthorn ring, we have the results from Class 9. First place, and congratulations went to CF Mona Lisa 281 LLXET. Congratulations to Keegan McGrew of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Second place in that class was exhibited by Michaela Hunt of Wellston, Oklahoma. Third place, exhibited by Kennedy Brogdon of Waxahachie, Texas. Fourth place, and congratulations goes to Laramie Piper. And fifth place in that class will go to Landon Marvel. Now over here in ring 1, we have Class 10 here in your Junior Shorthorn show.
We're going to leave these bulls just how they came in. I just see more shape and forerib to this bull, a little more depth to his rib and flank as well in our class winner here. Bull here in second. I really like how long and extended he is up through that front end. Cosmetics on him are phenomenal. Really a dark red bull, big old goggle eye. And he's got some shape to him. He's got some good to him, just not as massive mettled as what we might like, but very usable types of bulls.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring in Class 11, first place. Bred and owned by Morgan Brewer of Mount Vernon, Arkansas. BCC OLE Red Catapult M11J. And congratulations in second place, going to Elizabeth Covey of Van Buren, Arkansas. We'll now bring in Class 12 over here in your pulled division. This will be pulled senior bull calves born October 5th.
A high quality power bull here. Like a lot of things about this bull, he's just so wide constructed. He's easy on the eye with his markings and his color as well. I think you get inside that bull, a lot of spring of rib to him, a lot of natural muscling and stifle to him. You can see the jump muscles come up when this bull moves around. Just phenomenal in terms of power. Really an impressive individual.
Well, congratulations in Class 12 over here in the Hereford ring. First place will go to WF Pit Boss 1214 ET, bred and owned by Wheeler Farm of Chickasha, Oklahoma. We're now going to bring in Class 13. These will be polled senior bull calves born August 28th through September 25th of 2021.
There's a lot of give and take in this class because there's a lot of variability. And I'll be honest, there's not one heifer that wins the class easily for me. And I think there's a decision here at the top that you have to make. And you have to decide if this heifer is soft enough in her pastern. And I guess today I'm going to say she's okay. But I sure would like to relax her in her pastern and just give her a bit more flex there. Just let her be a little more comfortable. Her big advantage over the heifer that stands in second is just lower base width, and I think she's more mature at this point. But with that said, though, you want to give her a bit more flex just out of her hock and her pastern. But she's the big square top, big heavy muscled female of the top pair. The one that's going to come and just as she matures and gets more mature, I think she'll widen out. She has the pattern, and I actually like the levelness and design of this heifer, probably from a maternal standpoint even better than the class winner. Where I want to change her, she goes away from us today. She just closes up and gets pretty flat and narrow going away from you. I think some of that is just maturity and time, because that's a really nice maternal built female. This is the big outlier in the class in terms of scale, in terms of just having a little more birth weight to her. She's a good big one. I don't have a problem with cattle having some scale, but when you have that much scale, I think you probably need to have just more power in terms of forerib, in terms of rib shape. But she's sound, she's good doing, and just has some extension to her, kind of a logical fit. Cavanese option comes next, and she's one that you like in terms of just being soft and big rib. She gets really short-sighted relative to the cattle in front of her and behind her. I want to stretch this heifer out. The moderation of frame doesn't bother me. It's the just short coupled is where I want to change her. But sure enough, a lot of breeding diversity for the young man with that female. One that has some extra extension, has some reach to her structure. As she goes out here, she's, however, too flat, too narrow. She gets just too flat in terms of muscle design.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring, Class 10, first place. We'll go to JCB Dixie's Pride 209K, exhibited by Cade Smith. Second place in congratulations goes to Ryder Heater of Raymond, Kansas. Third place in congratulations exhibited by Case Glazer of Loyal, Oklahoma. Fourth place was exhibited by Cade Lott of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And fifth place in congratulations will go to Chloe Carlisle of Amarillo, Texas. Now in ring one, we'll bring in Class 11 here in your early spring heifer calf division.
I think the bull that just possesses the most quality and good has to win this class. He's a functional bull that gets around good when he's relaxed. I think this is a bull that's really good on his feet and legs. He's a bull that's got some shape up high when you get behind him, and he carries that all the way back through his hip. I think he's just soft enough, or more soft in his forerib. Go ahead and get around this bull here in second. He's also got a little bit more condition on him. This bull's pretty raw. What you see is what you get. I like that big old forearm on the bull, and it's to the point where he isn't too straight-fronted, I don't think. I mean, there's some power in this bull. A lot of upper shape and hip. Just like to body him down, give him a little bit more there in his forerib. I like the condition of this bull a lot. I like how fresh he is. I like the look of him. I like how he blends into that shoulder. I'd like to body him down right, especially right there in his flank. I'd like to deepen him up, and I'd like to see him a little bit more correct off of his front feet. But the bull here in fourth, when you get off of him, I just don't know if there's enough middle in this bull. He's a little more tubular in his design. I'd like to body him down a little bit. He's sure got some muscle, especially when you get behind him. The bull that concludes the class, another really raw design bull, huge testicled. He's sound enough when you ask him to go as well. Really correct in his lines, and dang sure got his place in the breed.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. First place in Class 13 will go to Buck Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma with BK Jet Smooth, J18ET. Second place and congratulations goes to Todd Kim and Casey Herman, BJ Herman and Sons in Stumpland and Cattle with SSF KKH 15U Standard 132ET. Third place in that class and congratulations will go to Perks Ranch, Thomas Cade Boatman and Taylor Kendall Boatman. Fourth place in that class was exhibited by Buck Cattle Company, and fifth place to Sean Crutcher. We're now going to bring in those firsts and seconds, so we'll select a champion reserve here in your polled senior bull calf division.
A really good division here. Not a huge division by any means, but I don't think a lot of things would change on the front end of these classes, even if you had more, because they're really good individuals to represent their classes. I think in terms of quality and just the way this bull's laid in a little neater at his shoulder and the angle of his shoulder, I'm going to use this bull. He's more relaxed when he gets around the ring, or I should say when he does relax, his angles are a little more soothing than the bull here that's going to be reserved. This is the power bull. He just hinges up a little bit straighter off of both ends, and our bull is going to win the division. But two really, really good bulls.
Young man that wins this class, he and I made a deal. He's going to slow down on that show stick, and I'm going to let him win this class. So that's our trade-off, because he's getting pretty speedy out here. Two exceptional females, and I think you have to appreciate the positives of both of these cattle, and just they're so different, but yet both so high quality and so just really right today. Young man's female, you okay, buddy? She stepped on your foot pretty good. Young man's female is at 12 o'clock in terms of just how she gets out and moves, and just the athleticism and the flex and the give. You like that about this female. And sure, I wouldn't want to see her any heavier conditioned. I wouldn't want to see her any more mature. But as I think of as a March female, I don't think she's way out there. I just think that the quality combined with soundness and rib shape and mass, and still to be able to go with all of those things is to her advantage. Young lady's female, super fresh and sharp fronted, and freshness is to her advantage. But with that freshness comes that she's just not as pulled apart. She's a bit more refined in her bone work. You can see here she just wants to get a little closer up front. She doesn't have quite the flex out of her knee as our class winner, and I think that's getting really nitpicky on a high quality female. Those two females are good kind of bovines. Then we get into a female that you like from her midrib back in terms of mass and expanse. You like the foot size and shape to that female. When she goes, though, she just kind of gets a bit shorter strided, and it starts up at her loin edge and then it contributes back into her hip. She just doesn't have the flex and give, not quite as nice in her lower forerib compared to those two females in front of her. One that here you like in terms of depth and and boxy shape to her ribs. She balances up well, but she ducks her pins. When she does so, she comes up underneath herself and gets a little closer. She goes away. More conventional kind of a female we conclude with, the one that has some shape and some width. Want to just get prettier up from the side profile.
Really an efficient type of bull. He's extremely easy fleshing. He's a dark colored bull that's attractive. On paper, he's really good in his udder and teat scores and growth. And I commend this bull for having his genomics done.
Well, congratulations over here in ring 2. The results of Class 14 Horn Senior Bull Calves. First place, bred and owned by Burns Farms of Pikeville, Tennessee. BF Voltage Spike 1277 ET. Now bringing Class 15. These will be Horn Senior Bull Calves. Back over in the Shorthorn ring, results of Class 11. First place and congratulations goes to Braylon Schaefer of Hagerstown, Indiana, with Pioneer 261 ET. Second place in that class exhibited by Riley Bivens of Burleson, Texas. Third place and congratulations to Sheridan Fox. Fourth place exhibited by Skylar Ward. In fifth place and congratulations to Shaylee Conrad. Now in ring 1, we have your final class in this division. This will be Class 12.
A lot of give and take in this class, but I think structural correctness sets it apart. I prefer the body type in this bull here in second, but the bull I'm going to use is ultra lean. You get off of this bull and you can almost count every rib in him. I appreciate that and his freshness, and you get on top of him, he's really expressive. This bull's got a tremendous amount of shape, but where he beats number 2 is where they get to, when they get to going. He's got more length of stride and he's more comfortable as he gets around. He's probably a little bit cleaner throughout in terms of joints. Really like the feet on that bull as well. Standing still, I think this bull probably needs to win, but when you get him going, he can't. This bull's really dense. He's dense-bodied. He's thick when you get behind him. Square out to his pins. 2 definite herd bulls in this class.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 15, first place. And congratulations, we'll go to Austin Lane Breeding with B&C Rush 1306J. And congratulations, second place in that class, exhibited by Buck Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma.
Really maternal built kind of a female to win this class, and an incredible presence. You like just the balance that she has from her chest floor back into her flank. Her advantage comparative to the next two is just how she puts together balance and enough structural integrity. I'll tell you, she's not perfect in her structure because she does drive her hock fairly hard, but I think she's the one that has base width and maternal build. This next one comes to the second spot, just kind of logically gets there. Beautiful in terms of presentation today, but her balance doesn't align for me. She's a little deeper from the top of her neck to the base of her shoulder, and then when she goes away from you, she gets pretty narrow. So you want to pull her apart, change her up in terms of that front end assembly. More muscle shape comes with this next heifer, but she's also one that carries more condition, and you see her chest floor pushing out some. Wants to stand on the outside of her skeleton a bit on her hock. So just there's some give and take. You have one here in third that's wider based and stouter, doesn't move as nice as that one right in front of her. Young lady's female here is a bit piecey, and you read her in terms of having more shoulder. She's extra long necked, but when you get from her neck to her shoulder, it doesn't blend into her forerib appropriately. A little bolder shouldered, more convention on her hind leg, but still practical kind of a female, as is the young man's female, really round and soft made through her rib shape. She drops her pins. She's a little cresty over the top of her neck, just not as attractive and feminine as some of those ones up in front of her. Congratulations. That class had a lot of variability to sort through.
Really an impressive individual here for a lot of reasons. There's a couple little things I'd change about him, but I think in the big picture, when you get on top of this bull, I like the condition he's in. He's got a big top in him. He's huge hipped. He's very accurate in his underpinnings. Look how wide base that bull is. It matches him well on paper. And to mention that, these type of numbers sell bulls. I think quality in this bull, and we'll look at him when he comes back in division.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results in Class 16 Horn Senior Bull Calves. First place will go to BRE 133, Bel Air 1314, bred and owned by Riley Barber of Channing, Texas. We'll now bring those first and seconds in. Our judge will select his champion reserve here in your senior division. Back over in the Shorthorn ring, results from Class 12, your final class in this division. First place and congratulations goes to Caroline Schumann of Kimmel, Indiana, with CFNB Demi 250 RBXET. Second place and congratulations went to Alyssa Carter. Third place in that class was exhibited by Tenley Whitman. Fourth place, congratulations to Ella Helton. And fifth place, exhibited by Andrew Triplett. Now in ring one, we have all of your first and seconds out of our early spring heifer calf division.
We had some variability in this division, and I'll just kind of walk you through what I'm seeing. The far right, the female that wins the youngest class, was a really stout-featured, wide-pin kind of a female. She's one of the leaner ones out here, but with that extra power, she has a bit of roundness to her shoulder. You can see that she doesn't quite tie in together there, maybe as ideal as you like, and some of that is you see that because she is a little leaner, but I appreciate the power on that female. The next female is one that I called just ultra complete and not extreme in any one place. She's one that gets out and goes and is extremely soft in her structure and stout enough. You know, you get super critical, you might just give her a touch more length, but that's getting really, really critical because I think that female is very complete, very sound. Main thing for me is that I see a really nice cow prospect. Next female that wins the third class is really sharp-fronted, has a lot of presence to her. When you get her out here, maybe not as expansive comparative to a couple of others out here, but still lots of presence, lots of pizzazz in terms of balance and eye appeal. Young man's female, the solid red, white-bellied female, she gets maybe overpowered out here. In that class, we didn't have one that just suited me to the highest degree. She wants to ratchet up in her pasterns just a little bit, not quite as comfortable as some of the others. Outlier female stands here, the young man's female, and you ask yourself, did she come from the Midwest and she's been pushed along a little bit? And that's what we see in terms of maturity in that female. I see that in her, but I also see the good in that female, and that she's big-footed and stout and really sound. Really, she's the biggest barreled female out here. I'd lean her up just a smidge, I guess, is my concern. But I do like her really, really well. And then the female that concludes the division lineup here, she was one that is as maternal and matronly built and feminine and angular as any out here. You compare her to the others, and you see she gets just a touch smaller footed and smaller in terms of bone work relative to the others. But again, very maternal and attractive. I'll take one more look. Let's give a round of applause for our division here, a bit more challenging to sort through.
I think there's some definite herd bull candidates for several different programs and for several different reasons, but the all-around bull that suits me the best is a single entry out of the last class. He'll be your champion in this division. We'll follow with the bull directly in front of him. Bulls are made a little similar in a lot of ways. They're very expressive bulls, probably like to deepen them up just a little bit, but they're exceptionally long bulls. So somewhere in there you got to give the balance of length and performance and actual weight for depth of body and fleshing ability, and neither one of these bulls are hard doing by any means. So just really unique type of bulls when you study them. They're so expressive in terms of their muscle and shape. Very impressive. Nice division.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring. Results of that last division, your champion coming out of Class 8. Congratulations to Mark Inskeep of Lafayette, Indiana, with CF Crystal Lady 290 URX. And reserve champion in that division, congratulations, coming out of Class 11. Your reserve champion goes to Braylon Schaefer, Hagerstown, Indiana, with Pioneer 261 ET. We'll now look to start your next division here in our Junior Shorthorn show. This will be Class 15 Junior Heifer Calves. Back over in the Hereford ring, results from your Horn Senior Bull Calf division. Your champion, bred and owned by Riley Barber of Channing, Texas, with BRE 133, Bel Air 1314, and reserve champion coming out of Class 15. Congratulations, bred and owned by Austin Lane Breeding, with B&C Rush 1306J. We're now going to bring in Class 17 over here in the Hereford ring. These will be polled early summer yearling bulls, born May 3rd through May 20th of 2021.
A unique pair of bulls. They differ a lot in type. We're going to leave them just how they came in. I'd call this bull up here special. You get a bull like that with plenty of bone to come out here and compete like that, that's almost a negative birth weight or is right there. I think he's pretty darn unique. Along with that, he's really long and extended. He gets around good. He's a comfortable moving bull. Tremendous length of spine. Got some shape to him, got some hip to him, testicles set right. That's a pretty darn neat bull here. The bull here in second, I love the cosmetics on him. Dark, almost red to the ground, especially up front. Really catches your attention. He's a moderate frame bull that's still got plenty of look up through his front third. He's deep. He's got some shape to him. I'd like to limber him up when you move him around a little bit, maybe just tone him up in terms of his composition. But you got a definite herd bull here too. Two really good, useful types of individuals.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. The results from your last class and division. Your pulled champion intermediate yearling bull. Congratulations to Hallie Littow of Balco, Oklahoma with LPH 785F, Javelin 229G 445J. Second place and reserve in that division goes to Joseph Hale of Sapalpa, Oklahoma with JDH the Gambler 145J. We'll now look to bring in Class 18. These will be horned late summer yearling bulls.
Really a neat, well-made bull here, long and extended. Really like the top two-thirds of this bull. He's a long-necked bull that blends in neat at the point of his shoulder. He's got a lot of length of spine to him. He's got some shape, too, when you get behind him. He's raw. I like his conformation in terms of condition. Just a very good bull with some added shape. Very sound and clean in his joints as well.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 18. Congratulations goes to Addison Kuntz of Thomas, Oklahoma with SG Sensations Edition J111ET. We're now going to bring in Class 19. These will be horned early summer yearling bulls born May 2nd through May 15th.
Big, stout, square-ended female to win this class, and that added base width just makes her even more attractive to me. And with that much power, she's still nice over the top of her shoulder, at her scapula to the point of her shoulder. Really big bellied and just nice when she gets out and goes. You could tweak her front feet ever so slightly, but that's getting super nitpicky. Very attractive, very freshly presented female stands here in second. There's just not as much of her in terms of base base width in terms of just dimension relative to our class winner, but very attractive, very sound. You read the flex and angles of this female. She's as nice a one as we've seen, just not as pulled apart. Bigger middled female comes here. You watch this female and you read the expanse or midsection. You appreciate that about her. I get behind her and I see just a touch of udder development there and wonder what's going on even with that female. Extra long-sided. She's just not as attractive through the top of her neck and through the front end build relative to that one in front of her. Fairly and just, I'd say sound is, but not as attractive in terms of how she moves off of her hind wheels. White female gets a bit more tubular in her rib shape. We want to give that female just more drop from her chest floor back to her flank, but still in terms of bone and foot maybe has as much advantage there as any in the class. And we conclude with a very conventional kind of a female, one that's going to stay soft and easy fleshing out on pasture for the young lady. I appreciate that she balances really well. Just want to give her more weight per day of age and performance.
Two very useful bulls that differ in type and kind. Again, this bull up here in the front matches the bull he had out here earlier. He's raw in his design. What you see is what you get. Tons of shape and expression in this bull. Big old forearm. Love the foot quality of this bull as well. Like the cosmetics, he's easy to look at because of the way he's marked. There aren't many distractions in this bull. He could be a little bit soggier like this bull here in second, but I think this bull here in second's got a big disadvantage today. He's really wanting to labor on that left side, it looks like. I think it's up in his front end, but I'd like to loosen him up a little bit and put him where he, where he really is comfortable. When he's kicked out at home, I bet he moves a lot different. But with that being said, he doesn't have near the shape or the performance of the bull here in first either. That bull up there is really, really expressive. And when you look at that front three-quarter view or you get behind him, he doesn't have near the stifle, the overall shape that the bull, our class winner does here. Two very useful bulls. They differ in kind a little bit, and I think if this bull was being himself today, it'd make it more competitive. But I think when you analyze just the structural soundness and the length of stride and foot quality, I think we have an obvious class winner.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of class 19. First place, we'll go to B&C Mighty Option 1217J, bred and owned by Austin Lane Breeding of Miami, Texas. And second place in that class, and congratulations, we'll go to Ryan Cox and Trip Phillips with Cox, Basil Hayden, E.T. We'll now bring in those firsts and seconds, and our judge will select his champion reserve here in your horned intermediate yearling bull division. And back over here in the Shorthorn ring, results from Class 15, first place, and congratulations. We'll go to CF Crystal-Lucy 230 RKXCT, exhibited by Paige Wickard of Wilkinson, Indiana. Second place, and congratulations went to Carter Meyer of Needville, Texas. Third place, exhibited by Reagan Easton of Bethany, Illinois. Fourth place, exhibited by Natalie Stelzka of Stillwater, Oklahoma. In fifth place, and congratulations goes to Maggie Bass of Burton, Kansas. Now over in ring one, we have class 16. These are junior heifer calves.
The more you analyze this bull here out of the second class, the more I like him. That forearm's really something else. Tons of shape and hip. His scrotum doesn't look as big as a couple of these other bulls, but he reads really big there. He's a unique bull. Love his character up through his head and his neck and the way it sets, how it ties into his spine and all the shape he's got to him. He's a logical division winner here, and I'm going to follow him with the bull directly in front of him for reserve. Two very good bulls, similar in type and kind.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of your intermediate yearling division and our horned ring. Congratulations, champion goes to Austin Lane Breeding with B&C Mighty Option 1217J, and reserve champion bred and owned by Addison Kuntz of Thomas, Oklahoma, with SG Sensations Edition J111ET. We'll now look to start Class 20. These will be pulled spring yearling bulls, born April 9th through April 17th.
Real attractive female wins this class, and you combine that with the amount of rib shape and just cow design that she has, and I think she surfaces to the top fairly handily. I'd like to just correct her on her front feet ever so slightly. She just wants to pigeon in a little bit, but just big barreled cow look to her, nice rib shape. I think her advantages over the female that stands here in second is just simply there's more of her in terms of rib shape and expanse through her midsection. She's longer sighted as well. Young man's female stands here in second. She just kind of ends up being a logical fit because of her balance advantage over the next female, because she follows our class winner in terms of soundness, and you read inflection at her knee, read this to give to her hock as well. Just as I said, she's kind of a logical fit here. One that's bigger scaled stands right behind her, but when you read this female and you just really get to studying on her, she ducks her pins some. She just doesn't balance up as well. A little plainer through her chest floor. One that you like in terms of just having the rib and mass of our class winner, but she doesn't balance because of the way she handles her hip, both on the go and when she stops. Young lady's female here is one that's quite a bit more rigid out of her front end. The slope to her shoulder needs to be laid back and just give her more inflection at her knee. She tends to wing out on her front. Soft middled, easy doing, moderate frame female comes here. Want to lay her down in her tail head, relaxing her hip just a little bit. See her go, probably just a bit more reach off of both ends would be more appropriate. Same thing with this next one in terms of give and reach. She's one that's a bit more restricted, a bit more terminal in terms of how her muscle under skeleton. You can see she's extra powerful, but a bit more tubular in terms of her rib shape and more terminal in her design.
A major herd bull over here. I like this bull quite well. Big old forearm in him. He's correct on his feet and legs. He's really a wide base bull. He's square, and the dimension in him is unbelievable. You know, this bull could be a little round hipped, and I actually really appreciate where his tail head sits in that bull, because boy, it squares that old hip up. But all that turn and shape to him, and then you get him right here on paper. this is a very useful type of a bull. He belongs out here because he's got enough quality to him. He's got plenty of eye appeal. You put him here in paper and he'll match the best of them. Very impressive. This bull here in second, when he walked in, I was like, golly, because look at the presentation of him. Look at the cosmetics of him, that goggle eye and dark color, and the freshness of him as well. He's really a long, extended bull. He's good out through his hip. He doesn't have the sogginess or the depth or dimension of our class winner, but the presentation's unbelievable. And I like him because he looks like a big old calf. He's very youthful in his appearance, very fresh. Just ran into just a power bull that kind of puts it all together.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford Ring. Results from Class 20. First place went to Dry Creek Farm, Walkerpold Hereford Farm, Landgren Ranch, and Dirt Road Farms with Land Slinger 2296 1046. Second place in that class, and congratulations to B&C Cattle Company. Now in Hereford Ring East Class 21, Pulled Spring Yearling Bulls born March 2nd through March 28th. Back in the Shorthorn Ring, results from Class 16 Junior Heifer Calves. First place and congratulations will go to Michael Frisbee of Buckingham, Iowa with CF Mona Lisa 22222 LLXET. Second place and congratulations to Cade Lott of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Third place was exhibited by Brock David Studer. Fourth place and congratulations to Kimberly Holland. Fifth place exhibited by Jessica Shelton. And sixth place to Caitlin Moffitt. Now over in Ring 1, we have Class 17 Junior Yearling Heifers.
I think it was the year of COVID. I believe it was 20 in Denver. My niece and her husband went on a trip, and they were scouting Angus herd bulls, and they stopped and looked at some Simmental operations to fit my niece's husband's needs and things like that. But they said all anybody could talk about was the bull show in Denver, the Hereford bull show in Denver. And you get into a class like this, and that's why. You got herd bulls all the way to fourth. The thing that stinks judging these things is you got to put a bull with that much quality, or you got to put bulls like that second, third, and fourth because it's unfair. They just ran into a really good bull, a really good class, and I think this is why we have such a stronghold and respect in these bull shows. You know, a lot of them are dwindling. Ours seems to get stronger. Really good bull here. Love how he's made. Maybe not the most expressive bull we've seen yet this far, but in terms of design and just that flawless, he's just flawless from the side. Love his head. Love the way it sits in his shoulder. Really neat at the point of his shoulder. He's great through his spine. He's good back through his hip. When you get him to go, I think he does so quite well. Like I say, maybe he's not the shapiest thing. Is there enough there? I think so. The bull here in second's got a lot of shape to him. Maybe not quite as good up through that shoulder. He's just a little bit straighter there. You can really tell when he moves. Maybe not as much, shape to his stifle as the bulls on either side of him. This is a really good bull and a definite herd bull. Could be used in a lot of different scenarios. I really appreciate this bull, and I appreciate this class. Bull here in third, I love the cosmetics of sharp poll on him, good eye in him, good pigment, dark colored, tons of muscle, tons of expression up high, tons to his hip. This bull's just a little bit tighter in his heart, and he carries that back to his flank. I'd like to soften him up. He can find himself higher. Would I use a bull like that? You bet. Got plenty of cows that can use him. Bull here concludes the class. I love him in terms of his composition. I love how clean his joints are. Look at that bull move. He moves like a cat. He's just not stout enough to run with those bulls ahead of him today.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results from Class 21. First place and congratulations. We'll go to GKB Cattle and Dylan Wayne Gottkamp of Clayton, Indiana, with EKSDWK B26 Final Chapter J10. Second place and congratulations, bred and owned by Kyle Lemon of Manchester, Maryland, with KLL KLD Triumph for JET. Third place in that class, and congratulations goes to Cayenne Eck and Square G Ranch. My apologies on that. Correction, in Class 21, third place went to Abbey Hill Farm and Perks Ranch. Fourth place went to Cayenne Eck and Square G Ranch. Now over here in Ring 2, we have Class 22. These are Polled Junior Yearling Bulls, born February 11th to February 24th.
There's some give and take over on the Shorthorn side, and I'm going to use a female that's probably on the edge of moderation for me. She's one, though, I think you read her in terms of just durability to her rib shape, and I kick her out in the pasture. In my mind, I think there's more softness to that female. Big top, square-ended one that we'd probably want to give just a touch of upward growth, and relative to the one that stands behind her, she has a slight advantage in her birth weight EPD as well, cavities, direct, etc. A young man's female is ultra nice in terms of flatness to her shoulder and maternal look to her. Both of these females carry some condition up in her chest and their chest, and I think hers is probably a bit more obvious. Her disadvantage is just lower stifle punch relative to that one right in front of her. But I like this pair of females very well. I wish I could combine the two of them and come closer to the ideal, because they're very different in their type and kind. Young man's female is one that you like in terms of lines. She's one when she gets out, you realize that she has a bit more chest floor. She comes underneath herself and sits further back on her heel, maybe even not enough heel depth for me, I guess, is my concern, and gives her some added curvature to her hind wheel there. Young lady's female is one that has some added extension, added growth to her. Doesn't get out and travel as nice as we'd like to see. She wants to short stride off of her hind leg, and it's caused by the fact that she doesn't have enough flex out of her pastern. Just want to give that female a bit more looseness. And then we conclude with just an attractive fronted, long, strong spine female. Gets a bit shallower in her rib shape. Want to drop her down through her midsection.
I'm telling you what, folks, the Hereford breed's got as many useful tools as anything going right now, and this is another very, very good bull. I love this bull. Like, you look at his front feet, he's got big old round feet underneath him. He's got a big forearm. He's got a herd bull head, and it still sets right into how his neck ties into his shoulder. Good back through his spine. He's level from his hooks to his pins. He's very easy to look at from the side. I like this bull a whole lot. Just a ton of quality in this bull. Bull here in second's got a lot of look and presence to him, really up-headed, very attractive. Looks like a female maker to me. He just gets a little weaker when he goes. He's kind of up on them ankles a little bit, and they're just a little bit softer than maybe what's ideal. I'd like to mass this bull up and just pull him apart, make him a little bit more masculine, but a true herd bull. The bull here in third, I love the character up through his head and neck. He's really a cresty bull. It's got some shape. He's got some forearm to him, got some muscle. He plays out underneath. He doesn't carry that muscle down into his lower quarter. He's just not quite sappy enough for me, but a bull that's got a tremendous amount of turn to his upper hip.
Well, congratulations in Class 22 over here in Hereford Ring. First place exhibited by TR Cattle Company, Glencoe, Oklahoma, and GKB Cattle with TR GKB AC Red Kingdom J16. Second place and congratulations will go to Jessica and Cody Jensen, as well as Silvera Brothers, Fireball, California, with CCJ Silvera's Paramore 321J. And third place in that class, and congratulations will go to Abigail Ralston. We're now going to bring in your next class. This will be Class 23, Pole Junior Yearling Bulls.
Go ahead and pull your bull out here first. These are two really, really good bulls. I like the type and design and the correctness of this bull here in first. It gets a little bit close because I think they're just a little more true depth than the bull here in second. Top 2/3 of this bull, though, are awesome. And then you get in between. He gives up just a little bit, but then you get him back down on his lower third, and boy, those are good, big old feet. Tons of look to this bull. Presentation's excellent. It really shows off how he's made up through that neck, how it ties into his shoulder. He, too, is a long spine bull, exceptionally square out to his hip, and I think he gets around the ring more comfortable than our bull here in second, as he's better footed. This bull here in second, it's got that breed character up to his head and neck and got some power to his forearm, got some shape to him. He's not quite as good footed as our bull that wins the class. He's a little bit more timid in his stride, but I think he's very useful. Got a big old set of testicles that sit extremely square.
Well, congratulations in Class 23 over here in the Hereford Ring. First place will go to GKB Cattle with GKB 195C Extra Deep B004 to 1308. Second place in that class, and congratulations will go to Leaning Cedar Herefords and S&W Pulled Herefords We're now going to bring in those firsts and seconds. Our judge will select his champion reserve here in your polled yearling bull division.
Two tremendous females in our Shorthorn class here, and their foot shape and how they handle their structure is a bit different. Young lady's roan female is tremendous in terms of her rib shape, and you love the boxy square rib. She's one that's flat in her shoulder relative to the amount of hip width that she has, and she does miss her track just a little bit, and that's what I was really studying on, and I had them walk her, and I don't read that to be a skeletal problem. I think she's a bit lazy. I read that female to have enough slope and give to her structure, and she's flatter footed than the female that stands here in second. The one in second, when she goes, she does hit her track, but she's a little shallow, and she's one that I'm not as comfortable with when you look at her in terms of how her front foot sets down. She's a bit open at her knee. She's not quite as true as she goes away from you on her hind leg in terms of flex, and just not sure it's just quite as honest there on her hind wheel. But two exceptional females there at the top end here. Big bodied, similar to a female comes here in third. She's one that has quite a bit more shoulder and just roundness and boldness to her shoulder, not quite as attractive over the top part of her neck, but still lots of power, lots of quality in that female. Young man's female is kind of just meat and potatoes here, and she'll do a nice job for him as far as for a cow prospect. Has some rib shape, has some durability, not as attractive, not as big-footed as those ones that stand in front of him.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring. Results of Class 18. First place was exhibited by Jacqueline Thomas of Pikeville, Tennessee, with CSF Margie 2210 FB. Second place and congratulations went to Carter Cornegie of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Third place exhibited by Alyssa Carter. And fourth place, congratulations to Leighton Robertson. Well, now bring in those firsts and seconds, and our judge is going to select her champion reserve here in your junior heifer calf division.
Could be the end of the bull show, and I'd say we had a successful one if it was. Just a tremendous lineup here. So many different directions you can go. I'm looking for the all-around, and it's this bull up here. He'll be your division champion.
Well, congratulations, your division champion. Coming out of Class 20, congratulations to Dry Creek Farm, Walker Pooled Hereford Farm, Lindgren Ranch, and Dirt Road Farms with Landslinger 2296 1046.
Over on the Shorthorn side, had a really fun division to sort through and get these cattle back out here. They're similar in terms of body and rib and design. There's one female I think has an advantage in terms of freshness, combination of traits. One directly in front of me that wins the first class. Congratulations to that young lady. She'll win our division. I'm going to keep the power and stoutness together in this division. Young lady that wins the last class, you're going to come in and be reserved. Congratulations to her.
Well, congratulations. Back over in the Hereford ring, the reserve in that division goes to GKB Cattle and Dylan Wayne Kotkamp with EKS DWK B26 Final Chapter J10. Again, congratulations to those exhibitors there in the Hereford ring. We'll get started with your next division. We'll bring in Class 24 horned spring yearling bulls born April 8th of 2021. Back over in the Shorthorn ring, we have the results of your junior heifer calf division. Congratulations, your champion, exhibited by Paige Wickard of Wilkinson, Indiana, with CF Crystal Lady 230 RKXET. And reserve champion that division, congratulations, Jacqueline Thomas of Pikeville, Tennessee, with CSF Margie 2210 FB. We'll now get started with your next division here in our Junior Shorthorn show. This will be Class 21 winter heifer calves.
Really a nice single entry relative to his frame size. He's exceptionally long bodied. He's long up through that front third, exceptionally long over his spine. Like the cosmetics of this bull, like his feet, like the way his testicles sit. This is a really good usable individual.
Well, congratulations back in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 24 Horn Spring Yearling Bulls. First place and congratulations goes to Burn Farms of Pikeville, Tennessee with BF Logic 1115. We'll now bring in your next class. This will be Class 25 Horn Spring Yearling Bulls, born March 5th through March 21st of 2021.
This is really a unique bull to start this class because I think look and length and presence, eye appeal really match structural width of base. You get behind this bull and he has got a big old rear end in him. Really square on his feet and legs. Just a tremendous individual. So easy to look at too. I really like a lot of things about this dark red bull here in second as well. Really like how he's made from his hind leg down to the ground. Wants to get a little bit shorter, striding up in that front end than our class winner here, just a little bit straighter there. He's not as long bodied, he's not as pounds heavy, not quite as much bull there, but very, very useful, and a lot of cows can sure use both these bulls.
I don't know about y'all, but a Friday morning with that kind of music and this kind of passion out here is a pretty good day to be an American. That's what went through my mind. Young lady, I appreciate your grit and heart out here, but what I really like is the soundness that I see in your heifer. When she gets out and goes, this heifer's better in terms of design to her shoulder and knee. She's got more flex and give. She sets down more correctly at the ground. Both those females, let's go ahead and lead them around. They're both big-bodied, stout-featured, good design cattle, but I think there's just the added soundness up front lets this young lady's female win the class. As you watch her go, she just reaches better out of her knee. Young lady's female in second is one just a bit more rigid out of her front. You can see when she stops, she tends to open up and her shoulder blade lays further forward. Maybe not quite as much lower expression as her class winner, but still one that you like in terms of pattern. You can lean her up just a touch. Big, stout, featured female comes around in third, labors around the ring just a little bit out of her front, drops her pin set some, not as attractive up front as those two in front of her, but I appreciate she's as big back and expressive muscled as any as we have out here, and really wide base kind of a feature female, not quite as attractive. Same thing with this next one in terms I'd like to pretty her up about her head, neck, and shoulder. She has some base width to her, just not as attractive up there up front. And then we conclude with one that's bigger scaled. She trends upward from her chest floor back into her flank with the amount of frame that she has. We want to see a bit more flank width there, just a bit more tubular, but still big hipped, wide pinned, and good at the ground in terms of being able to get out and travel.
This single individual here, he really, I guess, showcases what makes the Hereford breed so unique. We don't even know how good we have it at times because the one thing we usually don't have to worry about structure. This bull's exceptional on his feet and legs. So wide base sets him down square. When he moves, he does it so fluently, and they can still pack some muscle and get around. And I think that's an edge. These Hereford bulls last forever when they're turned out in the commercial scenario. And the number one reason is structure, and on top of that, it's efficiency. You got a good bull. He's also got added luck and a lot of shape when you get behind him. Really a good individual, good representation for the breed.
Well, congratulations. Back over here in the Shorthorn ring, results from Class 21. First place, and congratulations. We'll go to CLF Proud Starlet 2111. Congratulations, Sailor Norvell of Tuttle, Oklahoma. Second place exhibited by Haley Jester of Moreland, Indiana. Third place exhibited by Carissa Dalquest of Wilson, Kansas. Fourth place, and congratulations to Emily Lucas of Fairview, Oklahoma. And fifth place in that class will go to Kimberly Holland of Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Now in the ring is Class 22 winner Heifer Calves. Back over in the Hereford ring, we do have the results of that last class. That's 26 Horn Junior Yearling Bulls. First place, and congratulations, goes to GKB Cattle with GKB 6034, Clayton 6068, 1110. Now entering ring 2 is your final class in this division. This will be Class 27 Horn Junior Yearling Bulls, born January 2nd through January 8th.
We'll lead this heifer class with one that has an attractiveness advantage and probably like her a bit more when she's stopped than when she goes. One that you just in a comparative manner, a bit more attractive up front, flatter shouldered, but still has some cowiness to her rib. She doesn't just get out and stride maybe as easy as you want her to. She reads to be sound. I think she might be just a bit lazy, but she wins the class hands down for me. Big wide pin, big hipped female, stands here in second, gives up some of that attractiveness about her just over the top of her neck. She's a bit crestier, wants to get just underneath herself ever so slightly as she gets out and goes. She'll stay sound forever, but not quite as attractive. But again, she's sounder than the female that comes around next. A white, soft rib female. She's one that's just off in her, and we want to realign her structure off of both ends. She's up in her spine, and that's caused because she's a bit straighter and pigeon-toed up front and just not comfortable back behind. She's shallow heeled, so while she's soft and big bodied, we just want to realign the structure of that female for her to just have more longevity and have some longevity concerns. A young man's female as well. She's one that is flat and maternal in terms of her neck design, has some extension to her. She's pretty rigid off of both ends. You watch her go, she just struggles a bit out of her front. Want to give that young man's female a bit more flank as well.
Well, congratulations in the junior shorthorn ring. Results of Class 22, first place, and congratulations would go to Stanton Hooper of Temple, Oklahoma, with FFF Vivian 1109 ET. Second place and congratulations goes to Addison Dick of Nuana, Oklahoma. Third place and congratulations. We'll go to Kaylee Jungle of Meadford, Oklahoma. And fourth place and congratulations will go to Barrett Griffin. We're now going to bring in Class 23 over here in your junior shorthorn ring.
An exceptional lineup here again. There's 3 bulls in here. You could have gone 10 deep and they could still be in the top 3 holes. The bull that wins the class, I think he's the most athletic. I think he's the most correct in his shoulder. Tremendous amount of length of stride in this bull's front end when he goes, and I think you guys need to watch that because, you know, I don't think we have an issue there, but it's something we dang sure don't want to get into. I love the slope to his shoulder. He's exceptionally long-bodied. Is he as heavy-muscled as the bull in second? No, but he's more correct, and he's better-footed. I love the length of stride and just the overall completeness of our class winner. Power bull right here. Tons of shape, big hip, big forearm. A little bit straighter fronted. Like to make him a little more correct in his feet. But I like a lot of things about this. That type of bull throws a lot of meat and a lot of red meat and shape. The bull here in third, just more timid in the stride. I don't think he's as good-footed as our class winner. When you bring him in, he was loosening up when you lead him back that way, and he thinks he's going back out. He'll get to going a little bit more, but it's still not enough to get over those 2 bulls ahead of him. Really good type of a bull. Like to pull him apart in his forerib. Love the cosmetics of these bulls. He's a big square testicled bull that's got a lot of good in him.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of Class 27. Horn Junior Yearling Bulls. Congratulations, your first place. Exhibiting it by Bowling Herefords, Collier Herefords, and Bill King with C8086 Sancho 1084 ET. Second place, and congratulations go to Stevens Hereford Farms, Corey Stump, and Stump Land and Cattle with SLC Bar S Mr. 49C Dynamic 113 ET. And third place, and congratulations will go to Collier Herefords. We're now going to bring those first and seconds in, and our judge will select his champion reserve here in your Horned Yearling Bull division.
Just very simply, this red heifer that wins this class is better footed and better at the ground. She's very basic in terms of her design, in terms of being bold in her rib and open through her midsection. She looks like a cow, looks like she's a show heifer that can go out and be a cow. And I think that's what we're trying to emulate and teach these young people about. And her advantage, though, is just in her foot shape and design, and that contributes to her skeletal longevity for me. Young man's white female is impeccable in terms of her presentation, and it makes you want to gravitate towards that female. She's long and flat in her neck and straight in her lines, but when you really get to evaluating that female at the ground, you want to redesign her foot shape. You want to take that female and just flatten her in terms of how she comes to the ground, so she'll square up as she travels away from you, have a bit more base as well. Young lady's female that stands in third is kind of a logical fit. There's not as much of that female relative to pounds and performance, but when you read her in terms of quality, I think she's the next most right female, checks the most boxes. She's attractive from the side, she's level hip, she's open through her midsection. Yes, we do want to make her just a notch bigger, give her a bit more performance. Young man's female here is beautiful in terms of attractiveness through her front 1/3, really kind of a neat neck female. It's when we get to her hip that you want to redesign that female. She drops her pins and comes in at her hock. Want to realign that female, give her a touch more foot and bone as well. She has some breeding pieces, though, that you can do a lot of things with her because of that added attractiveness. Really a stout, big-bodied female here, maybe a bit clubbier in terms of her build. You like the power that she has. She's extra wide from pin to pin. She's wide at the base, a little lower fronted. Her neck comes out of her shoulder a bit lower. Want to change her and see her a bit more maternal in her build. And this one we conclude with does have just a touch more maternal look to her. We want to redesign her tail head, give her a touch different design to her hock. She's a bit pointed in her hock, but still practical rib shape for that young man. She'll do a nice job for him as a cow.
Really an exceptional division of bulls here. Several different options of breeding pieces. You know, growing up and even through college and things like that, you heard every Hereford joke there was about how inferior we were on muscle and things like that. Sometimes I took it, sometimes I fought back, but in the back of my mind, I always thought, we'll show them. We're going to put something to them. The bull with the most red meat that suits me the best, no question, is right here.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Your division champion coming out of class 25. Congratulations to Chad Breeding with B&C L Sensation 1207J.
It gets a little bit closer for reserve because I really love the quality in some of these bulls, but I think the bull with the most useful tools is this bull out of the last class back here, this yellow bull. He'll be your reserve division champion. Two exceptionally good individuals, give and take in them, use them how you want, but I don't think you can go wrong either way. I just prefer the forearm and the power and the red meat and the bull that wins.
Our fall calf division, pretty easy choices here for me. Young lady's female that wins the first class. She's exceptional in terms of her structural integrity, combines it with quite a bit of rib and still fresh. Young lady, you're going to win the division. Congratulations to her.
Well, congratulations, your senior heifer calf champion coming out of class 21. Congratulations to Sailor Norvell of Tuttle, Oklahoma with CLF Proud Starlet 2111.
Bit more give and take as we evaluate the female that comes in second and other class winners. Just the basic fundamentals for me stick with the female that wins the last class. She's going to be our reserve. Congratulations to that young man.
And congratulations, your reserve champion over here in the Shorthorn ring. Reserve champion senior heifer calf exhibited by Ryland McQuay of Eufaula, Oklahoma with Mav Emily 192 JET. Back over in the Hereford ring, the reserve champion in your horned yearling division. Congratulations went to Bowling Herefords, Collier Herefords, and Bill King with C8086 Sancho 1084 ET. Well, currently over here in ring 2, class 28 is a scratch. Currently in the ring is class 29, pulled two-year-old bulls, born February 20th of 2020.
What an impressive individual we have here. I love how this bull carries himself, how he's made up through that neck. He's got a herd bull ahead, but he's still ultra attractive up through his front third. The thing I like the most about this bull is when you put him in motion, how correct he carries his spine, because he's exceptionally long. He's exceptionally long back through his hip and in that turn too. Just a very, very good bull with so many options and just so much quality to use. The bull's got some shape to him. He's a raw design bull. Really appreciate it in terms of his conformation today as well. Nice herd bull.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring, your pulled senior bull champion. Coming out of class 29, congratulations to Gibbon Bold Herefords of Fort Worth, Texas, and Stone Creek Cattle Company with STNY leader 024. We'll now look to see your final class here in our Hereford Bull Show. This will be class 30 horned 2-year-old bulls.
A lot of variability in this trio of shorthorn females. Young lady's female, I read her just to have more mass and dimension, a bit softer made female, and yes, she's carrying a bit more condition, but when you read her in terms of pin width, in terms of chest floor width, and just bone and mass, there's just more to that female. Real attractive female stands here in second, obviously got bred early and has a beautiful udder started. She reads to me just to be a little harder designed, and you read her in terms of her rib, tighter in her forerib, and just you read her in terms of her spine. That one's going to have some doability issues maybe, and just a calf developing in a young female like that's going to pull on her. Super sound, really attractive, well presented female. The young man does an excellent job. Young lady's female is attractive and fresh. We want to body that female down relative to just what we see because she's wide pinned and square made. Want to give her a bit more rib and just mass and performance relative to those other two summer heifers.
Well, congratulations over here in your junior shorthorn ring. First place in class 26, and congratulations. We go to Addison Dick of Nottawa, Oklahoma with JJ River RD. Second place in that class, and congratulations to Lane Blankenship of Orlando, Oklahoma. In third place, exhibited by Emily Crum. We're now going to bring in class 27 late spring yearling females over here in your junior shorthorn ring.
good set of bulls. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a runaway relative to the class, but just so much use in these rascals. Bull that wins the class, you get him off paper. He has the most to offer, a lot of the breed's faults, if you will, and I don't think we got major glaring holes, but I think he shares the most to improve. With that, he's the high-performing bull. He's got a lot of breed character up through that head and neck. He's got a little bit more condition than what I'd like, and I think the bull in second's better footed. I really like this bull, that correctness and them big old round feet underneath of him. He's a very practical bull. I like him in terms of his depth of body. He cuts up a little bit more in his flank, just not enough bull to get over our class winner. Bull here in third's a big high-performing bull, as big a frame to bull as we got in the class, and I admire him for that because with that he carries that much depth of body to him. The problem with this bull is I'd like to put a better foot underneath of him. He gets extremely soft pastured when you get him on the move, and he doesn't have the shape of the two bulls ahead of him. Bull concludes the class, more moderate frame bull, a little bit lower fronted, just not as attractive as the bulls ahead of him, but relative to his frame size, I think he's exceptionally long. This is a really good bull. I like him. I'd like to pull him apart in his forerib, give him a little bit more lower quarter, but a really, really neat class of bulls.
Well, congratulations over here in the Hereford ring. Results of that last class and division here in your Horn Show. Your champion senior bull out of the Horn Show. Congratulations exhibited by Aiden Barber, Drew Perez, Ryan Cox, and Edwards Ranch with BRER Big Country 007ET. Second place in reserve in that division. Congratulations to Sarah McCann Harfs of Jacksonville, Oregon with SLC 55C Ramblin' Man 7H. Third place and congratulations goes to Kirby Day Sims of Waxahachie, Texas. And fourth place will go to Ladone Hereford Farm and David Donnelly.
This is one of those female classes. I think you could take them all home and put them out in a pasture and come back and after you've calved them out and do a better job of telling you which one's the best female out of the four, because there's some positives of each of the females. The thing I think you have to do, though, is use the white roan female to win the class. In terms of soundness, in terms of combining that with stoutness of feature, she does so to the highest degree. Relative to, or comparative to the female that stands right behind her, she's a stouter bone, stouter featured female, really wide through the midsection of her body and still shows me some true shape. I don't think that that's a female that's extra fat. I think there's some muscle there, some rib, certainly the soundest female in the class. One that stands in second, you could pick her neck up out of her shoulder just a tad. You can lean her up in her chest floor just a tad. But I think she's the next most sound female. Even with this said, she sits pretty far back on her heel for me. But I think when you look at her in terms of reach out of a structure, she's the one that's the most logical here. Good middle of the road, big bellied, stout, good doing kind of a female. I like this female that stands in third really well. She's leaner in her composition. However, she's just on her hind leg. I can't describe it other than that she's just a little awkward. Doesn't set her hind leg down, just really soft and easy. She almost acts like she's just a bit owie. I love the hip into that female. I love the freshness of this female. She's just not moving quite as good as I'd like to see her. She is one that stands a little higher and deeper in her heel relative to the one in front of her. Young lady does an awesome job showing that female. Really big, open-middled females concludes the class. You appreciate just the capacity that you see. She gets out and goes, and she wants to come up in her spine ever so slightly. She's not as comfortable as the others. She reads to me to be just a bit coarser about her head and neck, not quite as attractive as that one right in front of her. Really four females that I think will go out and make nice cows top to bottom for those individuals.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Jim Norick Arena at this time, we're bringing in all of your division champion and reserves over here in our Polled Hereford Bull Show. We'll go ahead and introduce you to all of those division champion and reserves coming out of your first division in the Polled Show. Congratulations, division champion, bred and owned by Curry Herefords of McAllister, Oklahoma, with CH Premier 233 ET. Reserve champion in that division, and congratulations, bred and owned by Connor Rhodes of Paris, Illinois, LF 8121, home record 2150. Coming in out of your next division here in our Pulled Hereford show, your champion was exhibited by Moore Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma with BKCMCC Cool Profit K001ET. Reserve champion in that division, and a big congratulations, bred and owned by Grimmel Shockey Cattle Company of Manhattan, Kansas with GSCC Magnitude K02ET. Coming in out of your next pulled division, congratulations, champion, bred and owned by Buck Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma, with BK Jet Smooth J18ET, and reserve champion in that division, exhibited by Todd Kim and Casey Herman, BJ Herman and Sons, and Stumpland and Cattle of Columbia, Illinois, with SSF KKH15U Standard 132 ET. Coming in out of your next division in our pulled division, congratulations went to Hallie Littow of Balco, Oklahoma, with LPH 785F Javelin 229G 445J. Reserve champion that division, and congratulations, bred and owned by Joseph Hale of Sapalpa, Oklahoma, with JDH the Gambler 145J. Coming in out of your next pulled division, champion was exhibited by Dry Creek Farm, Pell City, Alabama, Walker Pulled Hereford Farm, Langdon Ranch, Dirt Road Farms with Landslinger 2296 1046. Reserve in that division, and congratulations went to GKB Cattle and Dylan Wayne Cotcamp with EKSDWK B26 Final Chapter J10.
Shorthorn division here. We'll keep it real simple. I think there's a pair of females that are really sound, even though they vary just a little bit in terms of dimension. Two females from the last class. You're going to win your division here. Young lady with the white female should be champion. Heifer that was second in class to her will be reserved. Congratulations to them.
And last but certainly not least, over here in the Hereford ring, your champion pulled 2-year-old bull. Congratulations to Jib and Pulled Herefords and Stone Creek Cattle Company with STNY leader 024. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for all of our Pulled Hereford bull exhibitors here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Back over on the Shorthorn ring, we do have the results from that last division. Your intermediate champion female, congratulations, going to Addison Dick with JJ River RD, and reserve champion in that division, congratulations, goes to Kinley Boland of Walnut Grove, Missouri. Now in the Shorthorn ring, we'll bring in class 30. These will be early spring yearling females. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, while we have the house filled here in the Jim Norick Arena, let's put our hands together and thank our judge today over in the Hereford ring, Mr. Jason Hoffman.
What an exceptional bull show we've had over here on the Hereford side. Just tickles me. I'm proud that our breed's known for that. You know, for a lot of us, this heifer calf deal has been so good for so many years. It really helped pay a lot of bills and knock the edge off things while we kept a bull market going, or while we grew a bull market for a lot of us as well. And to me, the breed starts and ends with a herd bull. And I think that's something we're known for, and there's hundreds of thousands of black cows ahead of these Hereford bulls that they need. And I think it's so flattering as a breeder to be able to have the balance in this breed that we do. And you can have these really nice heifers that can go out and compete, and their bull mates in a flush serve a purpose. There's no byproduct of that breed. We need to keep balance, and we need to focus on the numbers. But our guys really select phenotype first, and when you can tie all the things together, I think that's what's putting us in such a leading position. Very tickled, and I'm very flattered to be out here. And this lineup of bulls is impressive. Suits me quite well how it's going to end up, too.
Well, congratulations, your grand champion Polled Hereford Bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Congratulations, Dry Creek Farm, Walker Polled Hereford Farm, Landron Ranch, and Dirt Road Farms with Landslinger 2296-1046. And congratulations, your reserve grand champion, Polled Hereford Bull. Congratulations, Moore Cattle Company of Medill, Oklahoma, with BKCMCC Cool Profit K001ET. Again, congratulations to all of our Polled Hereford Bull exhibitors. We're going to get the ring cleared, and we'll get started with your Horned Hereford Bull drive.
Really my kind of female to win this class in terms of just a cow prospect, and she's very fresh. I love the rib shape, love the foot on this female. Just gets out and travels, and still the amount of mass that she has, she's maintained some freshness, shows us that she's got a calf in her. Lots of good there. If you want to get ultra critical of that female, she's not just super square at her hock, but I mean that's getting really critical because there's lots of good, lots of soundness in that female. Next one comes behind her, a lot like her in terms of just practical, good kind of a cow, similar in terms of soundness, not as shapely when you look at her through a lower stifle, just kind of logical second there. Big-bodied, massive, good structured female comes here in third. You read that female and that she's a bit harder in her forerib. You can see there's more scapula movement on her. Big belly, long-necked, just one that I think as she gets out and matures into a cow is going to be a little harder made, but appreciate the pieces and parts. I swapped a pair here at the end, and you could swap it back and forth. I opted to use this white female. I read her to just have more midsection to her, a bit more attractiveness. You know, I'd like to change this female in terms of how she sets her foot, lean her up, freshen her up some. I think then she becomes more appealing. Red female is more attractive in terms of just a bit more extension. She doesn't balance, though. She's weaker at her loin, up at her flank. Want to change that female from a balance perspective.
Well, congratulations over in the Shorthorn ring. First place in Class 30, exhibited by James Kendall Clear of Madisonville, Texas. Second place in that class, exhibited by Brooklyn Frazier. Third place went to Kaya Hendrickson. Fourth place, and congratulations to Abilene Sullivan. And fifth place in that class, exhibited by Anna Reddy. That will also be your division over here in our Shorthorn ring. We're now going to bring in Class 33 Junior Yearling Females. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce to you all of our division champion reserves in your Horned Hereford Bull Show. Coming out of your first division, a big congratulations, GKB Cattle with GKB 8688 6011 Bel Air K102 ET. Reserve champion in that division, and congratulations, Purple Rain Cattle Company of Toulon, Illinois with Purple Santana 101 KET. Coming in out of your next division, your champion was exhibited by Cummins Landing Cattle of Hollis, Oklahoma with EXR Bankroll 2008. And reserve champion in that division, and congratulations went to Hudson Carter of Stratford, Oklahoma with GHC BKMT Kickin' Bird 51 KET. Coming in out of the next division here in your horn show, congratulations, champion exhibited by Riley Barber, Channing, Texas, with BRE 133, Bel Air 1314. Reserve in that division, and congratulations went to Austin Lane Breeding of Miami, Texas, with B&C Rush 1306J. Coming in out of your next horn division, congratulations, champion was exhibited by Austin Breeding with B&C Mighty Option 1217J. Reserve in that division, and congratulations went to Addison Kuntz of Thomas, Oklahoma with SG Sensations Edition J111ET. Coming in out of the next horn division, congratulations, champion was bred owned by Chad Breeding of Miami, Texas, with B&C L Sensation 1207J. Reserve and congratulations in that division was exhibited by Bowling Herefords, Collier Herefords, and Bill King with C8086 Sancho 1084 ET. And coming out of your final division, and a big congratulations, your champion senior bull was exhibited by Aiden Barber, Drew Perez, Ryan Cox, and Edwards Ranch with BRER Big Country 007 ET. Reserve champion in that division, and congratulations to Sarah McCann Farst of Jacksonville, Oregon with SLC 55C Ramblin' Man 7H. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for all of our Horned Hereford exhibitors here at the Cattlemen's Congress. And ladies and gentlemen, if we could put our hands together one more time for our judge today over here in Ring 2, Mr. Jason Hoffman, Thedford, Nebraska.
I think this is the class that I anticipated and thought about thinking about this show. You think about a shorthorn female and the cows that they can make, and this is what I envisioned. And top to bottom, I think you guys, this group deserves a round of applause. Let's put our hands together. You know, and I had a friend ask me recently, he said, if you had any advice, if I'm judging a show here this week, he said, what would be your advice? It's my first national show, he said, to get to judge. And he said, what would be your advice? And I said, sort them like you'd buy them. So that's what I've done, is I sorted them like I'd buy them. And that's just in this kind of class, I think that's the best thing you can do when you have this kind of quality. The two females up here at the top, I think are just phenomenal in terms of their soundness. You read the inflection and the give and to their knee and to their how they get out and just go. And that's really, really neat to see two big bred females at that, just be able to do that. Our class winner is a notch longer necked, and I think that's the advantage that she has, is length of neck, length of hip perhaps, than the female that stands in second. To both of those females, I think they're tanky, they're big bodied, they're sound, they're my kind, and let's go on and take them out. After that, you can kind of begin to pick the females apart, and I think you can jingle these next four a lot of different ways. I don't read these next two to have as much true muscle read behind their shoulder over the top part of their hip comparative to the two in front of them. They're both really nice in terms of you let them out and you get them out and go. The slopes and angles read right. This red and white spotted one is flat-necked and attractive and feminine and angular. She's going to make a nice cow. I just don't read quite as much true muscle shape right behind her shoulder over the top part of her hip. Similar with the dark red female going next. She's a bit more concave in her forerib, but still attractive and long-bodied. Really stout featured female comes here next. She struggles sometimes as you watch her in the ring. She just doesn't she labors out of her front end, doesn't get out and reach, but she's big boned, wide pin, big bellied, nice made. And we conclude with a female that gives up some in terms of balance, but still big middled, can get out and be a forage efficient kind of a female. Congratulations, that was a fun class to evaluate.
Well, congratulations over here in the Shorthorn ring. Results from class 33. First place and congratulations went to Kennedy Arthur of Stillwater, Oklahoma, with ZSF Grand Rosemary's Belladonna. Second place and congratulations in that class exhibited by McKinley Evans. Third place, Keegan McCrew. Fourth place, Miller Smith. Fifth place and congratulations to Skylar Ward. In sixth place was exhibited by Lane Blankenship. We'll now bring in class 34 over here in our Shorthorn ring.
I'm sorry for the delay over here, folks. There's a lot of give and take here, but yet it's amazing how good this lineup of bulls lined itself up. Usually I don't take this long at all, but it's not just that easy. And when the gates are closed tonight, I'm going to know that I picked them exactly how I wanted, not second guess anything. I'm going to talk these. Usually I don't. Usually it's a little bit more cut and dry. As this lineup of bulls gets out here, the one thing I noticed throughout the day in this horn drive, maybe I would have wanted them a little bit sappier throughout here and there. But when you stop and analyze the structural correctness in bulls that lay some muscle down over their top and back through the hip, it starts right up here with this freckle-faced calf. Tremendous quality. It's hard to design one any better through his neck, how that ties into his shoulder. And if you look at him over his top, he carries that expression. He's got big old jump muscles. When you get behind him, he's just as impressive. But the base width and the foot quality, look how he stands. To me, that's big time. That's number one. The body and all that and the guts, they can come. That's the foundation. We get in this second calf here, same thing. Look at the base width in this calf. Look how he's out on the corners. And that carries up. Look how square pinned he is. My question with this calf, I love him. He's a contender. Does he have too much shoulder? He's pushing it. Does it restrict him in the way he gets around? Not so much. This calf's awesome. And I love the fact that he's got that kind of depth in him too to be that pretty. He is deep and he is correct and he is thick. Can you live with the shoulder? He's not a problem. He's got some extra shoulder. This calf out of the 3rd division, at first you almost want to label him as he's a little more shallow. You can't make one any longer that holds himself together better than this calf. Look at his base width. Look where his front feet place. Look at this bull when you get behind him, he's phenomenal. Look at that shape to the quarter, stifle, just the density of his tail even. This is a herd bull, folks. You get him on paper, he will lift up almost everything except birth weight. He's pretty close to breed average, and you can't have all that and expect a negative birth weight. Fill him in where you want. That's a phenomenal bull. Another definite contender. This bull in his division, wish he would have been a little sappier. What gets him there is the structural base width, the placement of his feet, the correctness, true muscle shape. Got something to him. You know, at one point we all wanted to make these cattle soggier and deeper. Well, we took it too far and we lost our upper shape and we lost our base width. Then we thought we wanted to make them sounder, so we put too much set to their hind leg and heel. This bull's ideal structurally. Very impressive. Carries right in to this dark red bull here. Love the structure of this bull. Got a forearm in him, got a herd bull head, got the character, places him square as can be on his feet and legs. He is excellent footed. But I'll tell you one thing, shocks me every time when I get behind this bull. That is muscle. That right there is impressive. We get into this bull out of the last division. He's a pounds heavy, high performing, rugged, cow making machine. Does he have the advantage of foot quality, base width, and shape of the bulls ahead of him? He does not. He's got a lot of good to him. He's awesome on paper. I'd like to tone him down in terms of his composition and lean him up like some of these other bulls. I like to see the raw design and the ruggedness these bulls possess. So it gets pretty challenging for me, and usually, at least I convince myself that it's easy. This should all be easy. This is a phenomenal lineup of bulls. Give these breeders a hand.
And congratulations, your grand champion Horn Bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Congratulations, Riley Barber, Channing, Texas, with BRE 133 Bel Air 1314.
Over on the Shorthorn side, 2 females. We have a December and a September. I think the red female's advantage is overall design and build. You read that female in terms of balance. You read that female in terms of just chest floor back into her flank and foot design and structural integrity. Length is her advantage as well. Yes, I would have liked to have seen her with a calf at side already, but she's far enough, and I think there's just enough advantages there. Taking nothing away, the little player that stands here in second, she's got a really level udder, like the design there. She's a bit shorter coupled female, carries a bit more chest floor that throws her balance off, doing a nice job. Young lady, that female is going to do a nice job for you down the road. Congratulations. That's a lot of work to bring a pair to this level of show.
Well, and congratulations. Back over here in the Hereford ring, your reserve grand champion Horned Hereford Bull goes to Chad Breeding, Miami, Texas, with BNC El Sensation 1207J. Again, congratulations to all of our horned and polled Hereford Bull exhibitors. We are going to get started at noon over here in Ring 2 with our main show.